I have a problem. I have 10 books on my monthly TBR, and I've only read 1 book so far from my TBR this month, so this week we are going to see how many books from my monthly TBR I can read. So I have a few books from my TBR in my possession currently. These 2 are from the library, Pictures of You and The Art of Catching Feelings. And then I did get another book from Libby sent to my Kindle that was on my TBR. And I think that's what we're going to be starting, Adam and Evie's Matchmaking Tour. I have it on my Kindle from my library, like I said. I don't really know much about this. I feel like I haven't really heard anyone talk about it really, but I added it to my Goodreads want to read list, and it's a romance, and I love a romance, and it's by an author I've never read before, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, I'm just gonna jump into it and we'll see where this takes us. Hello, it is the next day. I'm in the same spot I was reading last night. I didn't get much reading done besides this morning, but yesterday I made it to page 133 in Adam and Evie's Matchmaking Tour. So I got pretty far, and then this morning I read to page 173, so 40 more pages. I'm like 61% of the way through, so that's exciting. I'm really enjoying this story. It's super cute. Is it my favorite romance ever? No, but it's really interesting because it's very different, I feel like, from a lot of the romances I've read in terms of the concept, and that is our female main character is a Vietnamese American. She is a professor at a school, and she ends up with these stipulations in the will of her family member that she has to go on this matchmaking tour in Vietnam in order to get her inheritance. That's an interesting storyline. It's like very extravagant, very expensive. They're going to 5-star hotels. I was kind of confused about her character because she portrays herself very differently, I think, than she is. She kind of seems like a recluse, but then she's like very adventurous and outgoing. I don't know, so it's kind of hard to get like a peg on her. And then our male main character was kind of an asshole, so wasn't a fan of that, but it's definitely better now. I'm definitely enjoying it more. It just took a little bit to get into the story for me. I wonder if this author has published any other works. Okay, so she published a cookbook and trivia question books, but this is her first romance book that she's published, and I really like it. I love the Vietnam setting. It makes me really want to go there. I've only read one other book set in Vietnam, and that was The Women, and it was set during the Vietnam War, or to the Vietnamese, the American War, and it was just very sad and very tragic. But this is a romance book, so it's romanticizing Vietnam. We're going to all these places that the characters are going to on their tour, and I've always wanted to go to Southeast Asia, specifically Thailand, but I've always wanted to go to Vietnam too. And like all the countries over there, Cambodia, Laos, Indonesia, but this is scratching that itch in me for a little Southeast Asia adventure. Who knows when that'll be, but honestly tonight I'm just gonna read the rest of the night, so depending on when I fall asleep, I don't think I'll finish it, but I think we'll get close because this book is less than 300 pages, which is great, very great. I love a romance that's short and sweet. I do also love a romance that's longer, especially if you get both perspectives, and this book does have both perspectives, but I feel like I don't need 500-page book with these characters, you know? The Windy City series. Give me a 1,000-page book with those characters and I will freaking read it and eat it up. Anywho, gonna keep reading and have a jolly time doing it. I made it to page 200 last night. I think I'm just gonna read for like an hour. I've done a lot of work on videos and other things today. My mind is kind of scattered, so I just want to take a little breather and read for like an hour, and then maybe do some more stuff later, or maybe just keep reading throughout the rest of the night. But if I do keep reading the rest of the night, I can definitely finish this book, which is wonderful. And then maybe pick up our next read. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep reading. I don't really have much more thoughts on it, just that I'm enjoying the story and where it's heading. So let's see how this last 30% goes. back for more. Hello, happy Monday, day 4 of this challenge. I have already read a bit today because I did How Much Can I Read for an Hour on TikTok, and I actually read 73 pages, and then this morning I read a bit. Last night I made it to page 104 of this, and I am now on page 208. So as you might be able to tell, it's really hard to put down. I'm really enjoying it. I really want to know what happens. I'm already kind of getting a sense of what is coming. It seems pretty clear, but I feel like there's still surprises. I don't think I've told you guys what this book is about, so let me do that before I say any more of my thoughts. We are brought into the story at a very interesting time. Our main character has just been in a very traumatic accident and she lost her entire memory. She's 29 and she wakes up thinking she is 16 years old. Quite the shock when she realizes she is not a 16-year-old girl. She is married. She has grown up. The story follows her and someone in her life that has known her from before, but she doesn't remember him, and he kind of guides her and wants to help her. I think it's so sweet. It's also very tragic. There are definitely some triggering things in this book, so read the trigger warnings if you think anything might affect you. Reading one of the main things that the female main character is going through right now, you kind of get an idea of what her life was like and why her life is the way it is when she's 29. It's also a little hard to read, but I appreciate the topics that are discussed and the way that they are being discussed. It's really interesting to see it from her perspective, because if what I think is going to happen happens, it's because of this other character. This other character, to me, is quite obviously super toxic. As the main character, she doesn't see that. If you're in a similar situation to the main character, that's how it is. So it's really interesting to see it portrayed, and I am anxious to finish this and read it. It's so fast-paced. The chapters are so short. We also jump timelines, which is fun. So I'm enjoying it a lot. We already have one book down from my August TBR this week, which makes 2 total this month, and hopefully we'll finish this. Maybe not tonight because I have plans and 200 pages is a lot for the night, but maybe tomorrow morning if I don't finish it tonight. We will see. Hello! I really didn't film anything last night. I read a little bit before bed and I made it to page like 260, and then I've read a bit this morning and I'm on almost page 300, so I've already read quite a bit. This book is so good. I just want to keep reading and finish it now, and I only have like 100 pages left, so maybe I'll do a couple things and then finish this morning. But it's so entertaining. It's so fast-paced. Also, I realized I didn't give you guys my final thoughts on Adam and Evie's matchmaking tour. I thought it was a good romance. I don't think it'll be super memorable, but I'm happy I read it. It was a good time. The Vietnam setting was great, and yeah, just overall had a good time with that book. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Also, it's funny because the female main character in that book's name is Evie, and the female main character in this book's name is Evie, but they don't feel like the same people. Like, it's not weird. It's just funny that I'm reading back-to-back books with the same female main character name, but they're very different and in very different circumstances. This book is like a mashup of mystery, romance, fiction. It's really, really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. So again, like I said, I'm gonna keep reading today. We'll hopefully finish and I can return it to my library. I finished Pictures of You yesterday and really thoroughly enjoyed it. Could not recommend more. I think stories like this are so important, but the way this was told was also extremely entertaining and made me want to keep reading. I basically read all yesterday morning, avoided all my responsibilities. Not that I necessarily had a ton of responsibilities, but like there was things I wanted to get done, but I was like, you know, I can sit and read a book all morning, and that's what I did, and I'm really happy I did it. Would absolutely 100% recommend this book. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I had such a good time reading it. Cannot recommend it more. Highly, highly recommend. Read the author's note at the end if you want. What's it called? What is that called? Not spoilers. Content warnings. Content warnings, because there is some sensitive stuff discussed in this book, but I like the way it was told. I liked how everything wrapped up. I feel like it could lead into another book, but I don't think it will. Leaves some room for interpretation of what could happen, but hopefully what they're setting out to do happens. I've never read this author before, but I'm excited to see what she has out next. I started last night before bed The Art of Catching Feelings, which I have another book from this author that I got from a little free library. I think it's Love in This Time of Serial Killers, and I didn't realize it was the same author, but it is. And I'm about 40 pages into this. Read a little bit so far today. Am enjoying it. The male main character is a baseball player, and the female main character is like heckling him at his baseball game and like makes him cry. They end up in this interesting situation. It's funny that I'm reading this book before I read the other book I already own, but I had this from my library, and this one was on TBR. The other one was not. I feel like the other one would be good in the fall because it's like a mystery. Yeah, I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll update you guys how I'm feeling in a little bit. I'm excited. Hey, Thor. Hello! I did end up finishing The Art of Catching Feelings on Thursday. It has now been a couple days. Thursday, not a good day for me. I did not sleep, and the only thing I could do was read, and I did read and finish the book. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I did enjoy it. There were some moral things that the characters did that I didn't agree with, but overall, a good time, a cute romance, and I love a sports romance. I really want to read this author's other works. I think I said this, but I realized I have, let me get it, Love in the Time of Serial Killers that I found in a little free library a while ago. So maybe I'll read that this fall. It seems like a good fall read. But yeah, I'm excited to read more from this author. I, again, did really enjoy it. Just the characters did some things I didn't agree with, and you kind of knew because of those things what was going to happen, which, I mean, most romance books follow a similar structure. Honestly, would recommend it if you like sports romances. If you're looking for a new sports romance, just know that the characters do not so smart things. So I read 3 books in this past week for my August TBR, so I'm pretty happy about that. I still have some of the month left, but I will have significantly less time to read now, so won't be able to just devote full mornings or days to reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, feel free to give this video a like. If you've read any of the books in this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, stick around if you aren't already. We'd love to have you here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!